Hey guys, today I plan to make you dumb no more by talking about movement. Within Counter-Strike Global Offensive, there's a lot of different movement that we could talk about, but specifically I want to talk about stutter stepping or ADADing. The other types of movement that there is possible is B-hopping, surfing, or movement in terms of how your bullets react when you're crouching, when you're running, or any other means. But going back, we're going to be talking about stutter stepping or ADADing. What ADADing does is it helps enable your shooting. It really helps you excel in every way, shape, and form, because what you're doing is basically running either with the A key moving straight towards the left or with the D key straight towards the right and coming to a complete stop and having complete accuracy. So what is stutter stepping exactly? Well, as I was describing it, is you're either moving with the A or D key left or right non-stop. And this gives you complete control to move as fast as possible or damn near close if you have a gun out. Now the issue here becomes if you're moving and shooting, your bullets are going to be highly inaccurate. They're going to run off everywhere. You're not going to be able to get your most bang for your buck. Often you're going to see that you're going to be missing the majority of your shots if you're running and shooting unless you're lucky. So the way to counteract that is what we call stutter stepping or jiggle peeking or ADAD. Thus, all you need to do is if you're looking against a wall, as you're holding down A and you want to shoot, let go of A and hit D at the same time. So for example, right now, I'm holding down A, I let go of A and hit D right at the same time, and I come to a complete stop. Works the opposite way as well. As I'm holding down D, I let go of D and hit A at the same time, I come to a complete stop. And what this allows me to do is to make complete accurate shots while being on the move and being mobile. That means as I'm swinging out and clearing out, let's say, sight, or clearing out mid, or clearing out connector, or whatever I'm trying to clear out, I'm able to be a lot more mobile and be a lot more accurate and deadly. So when can you use stutter stepping now that you have a basic idea of how it works? Well, you have offensively and defensively. And the reason I'm breaking up offensively and defensively is because you can still be on the offense on counter-terrorist, and you can still be defensive on the terrorist. For the counter-terrorist, not only are you defending sites, but you're also retaking in many situations. While for the terrorist, as you take a site, you're going to have to hold it and stop any retakes from coming in. So let's start with defensively first. When we look at defensively, what I mean by this is you're holding your ground in whatever means necessary, and you're just moving back and forth ADAD. And in this regard, let's say you're holding from truck and you're watching towards aim main on cache. What you need to be doing is instead of holding still, many of the issues that I see with new players is they'll call someone a hacker because they immediately get headshot and died. Well, the issue with this is they're not hacking. You're just holding still, refusing to move, making yourself a very easy target for the enemies that are coming out. If the enemies know and have their crosshair pre-trained on the angle, you're going to die. They come straight out, they dome you, and then they can push out onto a site and take full control. So to counteract this, what you need to do is you need to be stutter stepping or you need to be moving, ADADing. So from here, again, you hit A, D, A, D. And when you come to a complete stop, A, D, you have complete accuracy in this regard. So that's one thing that you need to be doing is whenever you're holding a position, continuously hit A and D. But one issue that I see is some players might do it too little. So as they're holding from truck, for example, they'll be moving with barely any movement and not really hiding by cover at all. So the reason why ADAD is not just helpful in terms of having complete accuracy, but it also keeps you behind cover part of the time. So as you're peeking out and you see someone, you could choose not to peek again, but you had vision and you can delay for your team to come towards a site and then you can retake it as a team. But if you're holding still, sure, you might have complete accuracy, but one, you're not able to quickly dodge from any incoming shots, but two, you have to commit to your angle. So what that basically means is instead of holding still or doing barely any movement, make sure you're doing a full range of movement, so that way it makes it hard for you to be hit and you're not really being predictable in either way, and also gives you the opportunity to back out from a fight. Now another issue that I see is people might be doing a full range of movement, but they might be doing too much. Because too much means I've seen players come completely out behind cover and be out in the open. Now the issue for that again is if you're out in the open, that means you're an easier shot. Maybe this guy doesn't know the angles as well, but he has really good burst. He comes around, his crosshair is low, but it's in the middle where your body should be at, and you're out in the open, and he just takes a few burst shots towards you, you'll end up dying. So really what you need to do is make sure you have precise control over it. You can't be too small and not be behind any cover or think this is doing anything, but you can't be too large in which you're going out into the open. So those are the two issues I see when people are playing defensively. Now the other side of it is offensively. And what does this mean? Because exactly you're not holding an angle and you can stutter step and just wait for someone to peek you. This means you're trying to bait out op shots, or you're trying to clear out angles, or you're trying to get the most entries that you can get. So let's take clearing out angles first. By this I mean you're holding down D, you hit A as soon as you can whenever you see an enemy, and you take that aim duel. So as you're coming out A main on cash, I'm holding down D, I see a guy truck, I hit A and let go of D at the same time, and I can take my shots. As I'm pushing out, I'm looking towards highway, I'm holding down D, hit A, take my shot. Peeking again towards truck, I'm holding down A, hit D, take my shot. Coming towards A site, I'm holding down D, let go of D, tap A once, come to a complete stop, take my shot. In that regard, you're able to take sight as easily as possible, and you're getting all the entries while being as smooth as possible. However, there's two other routes that you can use it offensively. First off is by clearing angles, and this is just by stutter stepping. And this is the same thing you can use to also bait out op shots. Stutter stepping or jiggle peeking is all you're doing is you're playing on the corner, and what you might do is you might do a full peek if they have a rifle, just so you can see where they're at. You can give a call out to your team. Or if you know there's an op holding, let's say for example, quad, and they're holding over in quad looking towards A main, you're not going to want to just peek it wide, because otherwise the opper should usually get the kill. So to counter this, all you're going to want to do is get close to the corner and just give a quick jiggle or shoulder peek. And that's where you barely show anything and try to bait off a shot, and that way once the shot's taken out, you can peek them and you can get the fight, proper fight happening there. So those are a few different ways that you can use stutter stepping offensively as well. So now that you know what exactly stutter stepping is and how to implement it and when to use it offensively and defensively, now let's talk about your mindset. When you're using it, you should be thinking about how to be as safe as possible. This is a tool in which to not be overly aggressive, but to bait out shots, or to help you enable your shooting, or to help you defend and delay. All you're trying to do is to benefit your team. So whenever you're holding still and you die, think to yourself, would stutter stepping or ADADing, whatever you want to call it, have helped me here, or would it not have? Because that's the best way to decide whether or not you're a good player. Because again, it's not always useful. Sometimes if you're holding with an op and you're playing, let's say on site, it's not going to be useful at all to stutter step because you'll be too inaccurate with the op, even if you get the shot off. What you're going to want to do is often hold passive, take your shot, and then back away. But for a rifle, this is a lot more advantageous of a position because you're able to take fights and be a lot more free moving. You're not slowed down by being scoped in, for example. There's other scenarios that stutter stepping may not be optimal for, but that's something that you should be able to find as a player. And after every single death, just think to yourself, was that worth it? What could I have done to improve? Should I have been stutter stepping? Should I not have? So to begin with, I want to show you pros putting this into action. So this clip comes from Navi Electronic during their ESL Pro League game against Complexity, where he's going towards Cat on Dust 2 and clearing out the site. So starting off, what you're going to see is Electronics pushing up towards Cat, and he's jiggle peeking each and every single corner and giving himself a quick out every single time. He notices one person on A site, takes a shot, and then comes back with his team. From this moment, he's waiting for his team to push. His in-game leader, Boomich, is calling out different things. And he's able to get a lucky kill right here, or opportune kill right here as someone's pushing through the smoke. From there, he's going to be taking wide swings using the A key to clear out Cat to make sure long is completely clear. And if an enemy would have peeked him towards long, he would have hit D and banged his head out right then and there. And this is what I mean when it comes to being a pro player or even just being a normal player, how these little tricks can help you when used in the right situations. For today's nade, I'm going to be showing you a quick flash on A-site cache. So let's assume you're holding on A-site cache and you're defending, you're looking towards main, and you see an enemy as you're stutter stepping around. You take a few pop shots and you hear them rushing in. All you need to do is take out your flash and look up towards this AC unit right on the left hand side of the wall. You're going to click and you're going to throw. It will bounce right against it, bounce against the window pane, and drop right down right in front of them, being able to blind them. With this flash, you can pop it real quick, wait for it to pop, come out, and kill anyone that may be looking towards you.